See you later. We have just had our 5th visit from Buddy the Christmas Elf. There are Christmas preparations to put in place. There are presents to buy. There are tables to assemble and send out. But I am going to do the only thing any self-respecting, procrastinating male should do in this situation. That is pack a bag, leave it all behind, and go on a road trip. The motivation behind this little road trip, this Christmas Roadshow, as I think I may call it, there are a number of people and companies on a list that I was desperate to see for one reason or another before the year was up. We are coming into the 2nd week of December, so instead of traveling 3 hours to see someone, spend the day and travel back, I am combining it all into one massive road trip, and you guys are going to follow me. So this is a bit more of a vlog than you guys are used to, not so much pow 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 with the quick information and the products and things like that. But I do hope you guys stick around, because like I say, we are visiting some pretty cool companies, and we will obviously be bolting more things to the Transporter 4Motion. This is going to be fun. Asda fuel station, Ashton-under-Lyne, always a total bargain when it comes to diesel prices. I'm not one of those that drives 10 miles to save a penny on a litre. I am, in fact, in Ashton-under-Lyne. That is because, in fact, the first name on my Christmas list on this Christmas Roadshow is the zookeeper from Ape Adventure Vans. Ho, ho, ho!
Hi mate, how you doing?
How's it going, mate?
Yes,
Merry Christmas.
What have you got there, pal? I don't honestly know what this could be, mate. I really don't.
Potentially don't do it with a sharp knife.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Professional knife user only.
That's not me. Spencer's killing me. Oh, mate. Tell you what, this has got to be the best tyre table on the market. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Fucking brilliant. Oh, sweets and everything.
Sweeties.
Love it.
Limited edition.
Absolutely love it.
Genius at work. I know it may seem a bit early, but the guys aren't going to see this probably until mid-December, so they are going to feel really festive. So do you want to wish everyone a happy Christmas?
Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody who watches the Aiden's channel and follows us both on Instagram a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Nice one, guys. Cheers.
So that is it. We are on to the second location. He doesn't know it yet. But I think we should do a day van tour coming up. This is the most impressive van, I think, that he's done yet. And it's just a day van, but this is, out of all the vans he's done, this is my favourite. So stay tuned, because I have the exclusive on all of the Ape Adventure vans when it comes to van tours. But for now, we gotta go. It is going to be a long ass week if I carry on like that. I promised myself that I would stop for one cup of coffee and a 5-minute chat, deliver his Christmas present, and be on my way an hour later. But Andy from Ape Adventure Vans, I genuinely love that man. One of the nicest guys from day one. It was bumping into Andy at a fuel station that made me join Instagram. Because the first thing I said to him when I saw his van was, do you have a YouTube channel? Because I thought everyone did, and pretty much everyone has now. But he said no, but I do a bit on Instagram. I went home and I started my Instagram page. Not that that's a major success or anything like that, but by God, am I glad I did. Because since then, the amount of advice, we're always talking, have you seen this, have you seen that? That guy nothing gets by him. He's seen it all, always bringing out the new innovative ideas. So Andy, once again mate, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. But now I am popping into my favourite powder coaters, Coyote Coatings, to pick some stuff up, which may give you a bit of a clue as to what else the week might have in store. Just a very quick glance at what the rest of the week holds. Any guesses? Get out. I would like to know, when you are on a long drive, say for example on your own, like I am now, and you've got a 3-hour drive ahead of you, do you A, listen to chosen music, iTunes, Spotify, a CD? Do you B, listen to the radio? C, sit in silence like some kind of serial killer, adventures? Or D, do you listen to Audible books like I do? Absolutely hooked. Fiction, non-fiction, love all the Jack Reachers, the Orphan X, the Greg Hurwitz. I'm now working through the Alex Cross books, which are the James Patterson books. Absolutely love it. Get lost in a good book, sound like an old lady. Get lost in a good book, and the miles just strip away. Wales, here we come.
I did just that, but I dragged my feet. It was the 4th of December, and children were already thinking of Christmas.
We are 27 miles out from Aberystwyth and the drive has been absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure a vlogging camera will necessarily do this justice, but there are mountains absolutely everywhere. The drive has been bendy and windy and through valleys and lakes with rivers either side. It's been absolutely beautiful. And I happened to pull over into this lay-by just to have a little chat with you guys. It seems to be the entrance to a campsite by luck. I'm not staying here, but in there somewhere must be a campsite with absolutely fantastic views. So that might be one to look out for. I'm not staying here because in fact tomorrow's host has sent me coordinates. Don't you absolutely love coordinates? That is the only one thing that is worse than what 3 words. But he sent me coordinates to a location. I shit you not, I shit you not. Leave it in gear maybe, my van was just trying to get away. It's not even that much of a descent. But I have been sent coordinates to a location. The only thing is, he's made a point of saying, get there before dark. So it's a total wild camp. Now I don't know if his advice is because it's beautiful and it's something that I would like to see during the daylight hours, or if in fact it's a treacherous drive in the dark, because this guy will drive absolutely anywhere. So let's get the last little leg done and let's get there. This is exactly what my concern was. I feel like I'm in a farmer's driveway, and look what's left on the sat nav. I've got to go right down that hill over there, but this is the point that he's marked. We can but press on. He is a local. He says this is a really, really nice spot. So that driveway literally just leads to that farm, but am I supposed to be going up there? So that was a total bust, but I re-inputted it into Google Maps. And now it's offered me a 4 minute slower route, but I think it's going to lead me right to it. I assume that route that I had set up there was walk the last 250 yards. Well, that's not gonna be suitable for what I want. So in 16 minutes, I should be lakeside. Check that route out. There's literally a deep black forest there. Couple of minutes away now. Just keeps going and going and going. I tell you what, lots of people have said it before, but the lights on the Volkswagen Transporter are shoddy. But then, boom, with the lasers, check them out. Burn your retina out. I've been driving on this single track road for about 8 miles. I think that is my park up spot, and I'm going to be totally honest with you now. Mud is the worst thing for a van so quiet, so peaceful. I want to drive in straight so that my side door is looking out over that lake, but that means reversing out tomorrow, which isn't the transporter's favourite thing. And I've got a funny feeling I might even be getting a bit of freewheel action as I go into it. This is camp for the night. It's a bit boggy underfoot, which is a bit of a shame. Can't see me over there. I haven't seen a soul in about 15 minutes of driving. There's basically one beach, like a mud beach here, and then that's it. So I'm quite lucky to have this spot. I think it's going to be a nice one. Does anyone else get that thing where as soon as you're in the middle of nowhere and there's no facilities around, you need a poo? I'm gonna get a fire lit and I'm gonna chill out, because tonight I'm gonna camp for me. Sorry guys. I've decided to bring it all indoors, stick the diesel heater on and stay warm rather than wait till I get freezing cold sat out there by a fire because it looks pretty, and then try to get warm inside. And then I realised the whole camping trip that I did last week, check out this thumbnail, I've realised I do two things which, if I didn't do them, they would make my life a hell of a lot easier. And that is, I always forget to pull this seat forward. If you pull that seat forward, I mean, one day this is going to spin, that's going to be a single, and that's going to spin, which will give me even more. But just by pulling that forward, it gives me a hell of a lot more space. And the other thing, and this is because I am not a pop-top user, I sit here with the roof down, with the bed down. I sit here with the roof up but the bed down, feeling like I'm in the back of an escort van, when in fact I could offer myself all of that space and fresh air. I need to get better at using this van, but I will. At the moment I'm using dangly lights that are just magnetically stuck and rechargeable. The Clayton is in. I've got a few bits I want to show you. I've got a few 12-volt sockets in and things like that. But once I've got fixed lights, I think it will be a hell of a lot better than it is at the moment. But I am just going to sit back, flick through YouTube, watch a few bits. Andy, our Van Tales, his video has just been suggested to me because it is Tuesday and we've just passed 6 PM, waiting for Urban Arc Overland in the Quarry video to come out shortly. So the other night when I went camping and I produced that absolutely amazing video of me doing a cook and a camp, by the time that was done I was absolutely freezing. All that walking around, I never actually got to sit by the fire. I was absolutely freezing, and the diesel heater was running on the inside for hours. At night, the temperature dropped to about 0 degrees, maybe even -1. The van up there never really seemed to feel hot. It felt okay. It didn't necessarily feel cold, but it didn't feel hot. So I picked myself up one of these. This is a thermal imaging camera. I first saw this, or one of these, on Alex Frood's YouTube channel, because when you're testing heaters and air conditioning and things like that, this is the way to get better actual figures than just saying, yes, it's hot. So I thought I would give this a go. This, I believe, is called a TOPDON or something like that. I'll put the link in the description below. So I put my bamboo chopping board here in a bid that the hot air will come out of the diesel heater, hit that and go up rather than just under my seats. Let me take you on a little journey now. So as I point directly at that heat source there, we are getting about 45 degrees coming out of there, and you can see the hot air coming out under my seats. But watch this. This is where it gets a little bit. Check this out. Up there, we have a temperature of 9 degrees. 9 degrees. Look at the cold spots. You see that orange patch there? That is the plastic window that is behind there. So that is obviously retaining a bit more heat than that. Now that is the thinnest canvas they do, because I would prefer to wrap that in a thermal wrap if I really needed to, rather than boil to death in hotter weathers. You can always add material, but if that was the real thick rubberized canvas that they do, I don't think I would have enjoyed that whatsoever. But this thing here, I've got to tell you, thank you Alex Frood for the tip. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, it's cold up here with this canvas. It just feels like you're outside. You can see that canvas desperately needs insulating. Yeah, that or a better sleeping bag, but it's basically outside of my sleeping bag. It's cold. It's not even that warm inside my sleeping bag, if I'm truthful. Let's make a brew and get moving, because we got stuff to do today. I love this thing, my favourite thing in the world. This table, first thing out, last thing away. Let's make a brew. Coffee done, obligatory Instagram post uploaded. Let's go. We are, of course, at Volkswagen T5 upgrades. So for those of you asking about the snorkel that I fitted but I didn't upload the video, now there's a reason for that, and that is because it's not finished. I took on that little job when it was tipping down with rain. I was doing it on my driveway. I'll put some B-roll over the top now. I've done all the hard work. So yeah, so I've mounted it. I've drilled the hole in the side of the van, which is never nice. All of that is sealed up, but I am literally at a stage now where the pipe is there, ready for its final connection. Now the reason I didn't take that on is because I was soaking wet and I was cold and I was starting to get upset with it. But the 204, which is what that is the Transporter 204 PS, is a little bit different. So the book will say it cannot be installed on a 204 without slight modifications, and that is true, but Matt here, he is the guy, he is going to finish that off. It can be done, and it can be done on your driveway. It's just, I pretty much wanted it to look good to go to a show. I'm going to be honest, that's what I wanted. But now, after today, it's going to be a fully functional snorkel, but that is just the tip of the iceberg of what's going on today. that is going in there. This is the time that I wish I had my microphone actually fitted, because believe it or not, this T6.1 on all-terrains is just about to fill up with fuel. Crafter in creation. Now, he has got a lot of work to do to make that thing look cool, but it is definitely on the way. But let's take a look. This is the one. If you've ever seen Volkswagen T5 Upgrades Instagram page, you will see that this man is willing to take this thing anywhere. This is an ex-AA van, laser lights. Pretty much everything in this car park has got laser lights, and I don't blame him. You see the footage from last night where I was driving down them country lanes. So I've offered to do a bit of a butty run. I'm in the AA van. And while it looks like it's just been dragged out of a quarry, it's absolutely filthy. Surprisingly, it smells really nice. Now, I know walking around with a camera makes people look at you, but it's almost like people know I'm an outsider, looking at me funny. Gained a new subscriber while I was in Greg's. Someone questioned why I was filming a pigeon running around the shop. Didn't catch your names, but thank you. I hope you tune in for the rest of these adventures. It does look awesome. It does, you can't deny it. It feels great to do the filming and not to be doing the work as well. So I've just made myself a brew, made myself a nice cup of coffee. Usually it's me removing nuts and bolts and trying to film me removing nuts and bolts. But I'm kind of just getting in the way, walking around, pecking his head, asking him questions. He don't need me here. Yeah, check this out. So, to let you guys know, this is the initial crash bar that comes from factory on the Volkswagen. That is removed, and so is this sensor here. That is the sensor that slams the brake on when anyone drives anywhere near your van. So I won't miss that at all. I don't need that. I'd prefer to be in control of my own van. And this winch tray is what replaces that crash bar. Now this does seem, and I don't want to speak out of turn, like it is a nut and bolt install, and the only thing that may stop you from doing this on your driveway probably is that little sensor that I just mentioned there, that camera that slams the brakes on, because that needs to be removed on VAGCOM. Is it VAGCOM? On VAGCOM. Otherwise you might get all errors and all that kind of thing. So if you've got one of them peeking out, that little square peeking out of the front of your bumper, you're gonna need someone to plug your van in if you're gonna do this on the driveway. So the snorkel is completed. Once again, I'm not gonna show that because it is such a niche product. Now, I know a few people out there will say, oh, but I wanted to see that. It hasn't quite got the audience base, unfortunately. But along with the snorkel being finished up, we are fitting some underbody protection. Now, Volkswagen T5 Upgrades have two different options in stock for the Volkswagen T6. This is going to protect that initial engine and subframe. You can go crazy with the underbody protection. I don't think I need any more. Now, believe me, I know I don't need a winch, don't get me wrong, but let's start with that and let's see how we get on. He's just come up to the window and said, where's your night heater? And I said, it's under my seat. And he said, you should be fine then. Oh, goodness me. I couldn't even see that. I couldn't even see that. So we are going to simulate, even though my van is capable and I did just get up there in one, I am going to stop halfway up the hill, which is scary in itself, and then probably from a standing start I may struggle, so that's when the winch comes into play. So my camera has fallen over, so I'm reverting to my phone just for a minute. I feel pretty gutted, if I'm honest, but it's so windy and cold. I've stopped myself on the hill, which was scary enough as it is. Now our man Matt, he's down there somewhere.
Yeah, take the slack off, so just let your foot off the brake, but be ready to put it on the brake.
I was pulling your van down the hill.
You're gonna have to sit in the van, I know.
Right. So here is my little button. It's in neutral. So this is a really slow process, don't get me wrong, in winch mode. So it is a get out of jail option. You'd probably never choose to be getting winched out. So, because it's so windy and I've got to move on to the next spot, I think we're going to take some cool photos, get on out of there and go do a couple more naughty bits before we go, huh? Oh yeah, you got to say Merry Christmas to all of the viewers. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much, Matt from Volkswagen T5 Upgrades, for your hospitality and all of your hard work on the Transporter T6 today. Do go check out Volkswagen T5 Upgrades. Do not be fooled by the name. They work on and stock parts for all Volkswagens, including Volkswagen T5, T6, T6.1s, MAN Crafter, and they even do the Terrawagen bits that us Mercedes Sprinter drivers love to stick to our vans. We are on our way to tonight's camp spot. The sat-nav says I'll get there at 10 to 7. The owners have requested that I get there for before 7 because they want to shut the gate and probably go home for the evening. This isn't added YouTube drama. This isn't going to be the thumbnail. Well, I hope it isn't. I'm just going to put my book back on, put my foot down and make sure I am there on time, because I do not want the added stress of trying to find somewhere to sleep tonight. We're here, as promised. No extra YouTube drama on this channel. It's just not needed. I'm here, I'm on time. I think I can see someone come in to open the gate. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Christmas Roadshow. Do hit the subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on the next one, because I've got so much cool stuff coming.